All right. How do you solve a problem like Gio Reyna? Well, as we mentioned earlier in the show, this is going to be solved. It seems like pretty soon here. And if that is the case, then I don't see him continuing on in the Bundesliga. I think that he is going to look for greener pastures. I go back, and we've talked a little bit about this earlier in the pod. I go back to what I feel is really healthy and fertile and exciting ground for the American player, and the American player specifically that has grown up and kind of come of age and been fostered in this American development system that we have, as we know Gio Reyna came up in. I think that Italy and Serie A in particular give you the best balance and combination of a physical and rugged type of style combined with a much more, for lack of a better word, refined way of thinking about the game tactically and ultimately playing the game. And it's almost as if you're getting the best of the ruggedness, and I know I'm being really simple and maybe unfair, the ruggedness of the EPL. For example, I don't think that Gio Reyna should or would be successful in an EPL type of situation. I do think that someone like La Liga would be good for him, but right now I just think that I think that I would love to see Gio Reyna go to Serie A.
We've been dying to do this Gio potential destination segment, and the one thing that's kept us from doing it is actual rumors involving him, because we don't want to make stuff up out of thin air. Jesse Marsh, for what it's worth, has suggested two potential teams that he thinks would be good for Gio. One is Eintracht Frankfurt, taking a step down but staying in the Bundesliga, and the other is Real Sociedad, which would be La Liga, to your point, and they're in the knockout stages of the Champions League. They face PSG in the round of 16. So those are two right there. If a couple of other clubs are mentioned, but rumors out there, we might have enough to actually do that long-awaited Gio segment.
I know you want 5 teams for Gio Reyna, so we've already mentioned a couple of them, and I'd be fine with those. I wouldn't be fine if he continued on in Germany. And I don't know, maybe he's not soured with the German experience, but it's in a strange way. I mean, look, given Gio's background and the way that he plays, I just see him as a much more Latin, warmer weather, much more Southern cosmopolitan type of player. Now that comes with baggage. You take the good and the bad with any type of player, but that's the type of scenario and circumstance I kind of want to see him in. And he's almost had to, dare I say, dumb it down for what he has done. And maybe that's not fair because it hasn't gone well for him with Dortmund, and Dortmund can play some beautiful, beautiful soccer. But I just think that he needs a massive change of scenery, and literally a change of scenery when it comes to what he steps out of his door and goes into a different culture, a different type of thinking of the game that ultimately manifests on the field with how he plays, and having it much more marry up with whoever the coach is, whoever the team is, whatever the league is, and whatever the culture is.
Sean Sullivan just got on my ear and suggested Mallorca. The one issue with that club is the shaky ownership. I don't trust the owners there.
But I don't see him, and this is not a knock on him. I don't see him fighting for, to stay out of relegation. I don't want him. I want him to be at a place that has the ball. I want him to be at a place that's not scrapping. I want him. He's that type of player. He is an elite. And I know it's a little snobby, but that's the type of player that he is. And I don't want him, like I said, just mucking it up down in some of these teams.
I just threw you an alley-oop to dunk on Stu, and I guess I threw it so high it went over your head.
Well, it's the new year, Mosse, and I'll talk more in our final segment about what I'm thinking about for the new year. But who knows? Maybe you're going to see a kinder and gentler version of me come 2024. Maybe. We'll see. You like that clip? Well, my State of the Union podcast drops twice a week right here on my very own YouTube page. The only way to stay up to date is to hit that subscribe button down below. Size the day, and see you soon.